I traveled all across India for a month, and guess what? I did not get food poisoning. Here are 5 tips to avoid food poisoning in India from a digital nomad. Let's go.
Boom.
What's up everyone and welcome to my channel, Noble is Global. Namaste, mera naam Noble hai. Aap kaise ho? ठीक है. But first of all, I just want to say I'm really excited for you if you're planning to visit India, whether it be for a yoga retreat or backpacking or just traveling around the country. It's an incredibly beautiful, chaotic, intense, like flavorful, rich, colorful place. There's like too many adjectives I can use to describe it. But in any case, India is one of my favorite countries. It's a beautiful place. It's part of my heritage. And I don't want food poisoning to ruin your trip because it totally can. So follow these tips to the T if you can. The more of these tips that you can follow will dramatically decrease your chance of getting food poisoning in India. So let's go. My first tip is observe before you eat. Like use all of your senses, okay? In India, you might even pick up a sixth sense from what I've been told or what I've experienced. If you see that the floors are dirty, that's already a ding. If you see a bunch of flies go on shit and shit returns to your food and then you get sick. It's not a mystery. If you see people with dirty fingernails that are touching the chapati, touching the roti, then yeah, you're gonna get sick. So I would just say avoid that. Number 2, I know in the West we have a big meat eating culture, but I tell you, like, if there's one place to try plant-based diet, it would be in India. And if you absolutely have to eat meat, do not eat anything that says beef. I don't even believe if it's beef because I saw too many cows on the road for me to actually believe that they butchered a cow, an animal that is sacred in Hinduism, in their religion, in their culture, and then served it to you on a platter. I would not trust where that came from. So avoid eating meat in general. I would just say go plant-based if you can. If you absolutely have to eat something meat, related, just stick to mutton, which is goat meat, or chicken. They do that well. Oh, seafood is okay as well, but just make sure it's in a coastal city. I, like, for example, would not eat seafood in Delhi. It's landlocked, not a good look. But if I was in Kerala, in the south of India, or if I was in a coastal place like Chennai, they're known for having better seafood. So I would eat seafood there, but nowhere else. Number 3, bottled water all the time. When you're brushing your teeth, bottled water. Do not take a chance. Even if they say that the water is purified in the hotel, which it very well may be, but it's actually very common, especially in, at least 3-star hotels, even 2-star hotels, for them to give you bottles of water. It's also very inexpensive if you actually have to purchase it yourself, but they will provide you with bottled water. And the expectation is that, yeah, you're going to use it to brush your teeth so that you don't get sick because they have different microbes and things in the water that we're just not used to. You'll see your friend in India taking a shower and, and doing that and brushing their teeth with the tap water. You cannot do that. Your gut biome is not prepared for that. So I would just say bottled water all the time. Also, no ice. Don't do it. I felt really bad one time, but I ordered like this drink and it had ice cubes in there, and it was like my second day in India and I just did not drink it. And yeah, I wasted like, I don't know. How many rupees was it? It was only like $1 or so, but that dollar is worth far less than me, having diarrhea and like holding over the toilet. So anyway, don't have anything with ice. That's my biggest recommendation. Oh, also bonus tip, like if you see people making drinks and stuff, like there's fruit juices and fruit juice stands and stuff that I would go to in Bangalore, and it was fine. Like it didn't make me sick or anything, but I always like don't feel bad asking like, oh, where's the water coming from? And they'll probably look at you a little crazy like, oh, but if they pull up a bottle of water, we're good to go. But if it looks like it comes from the tap, nah, sorry, homeboy, ain't drinking it. Number 4, eat at your spice level, okay? I will say, like, my spice tolerance has gone up tremendously, and like I'm such a bad Trinidad Jamaican. Like I don't really eat a lot of spicy food. Like I don't get my doubles with extra pepper. I do not, I just like the tamarind sauce. I don't get my jerk chicken with extra like hot Scotch bonnet pepper. I just don't do that. But over time, I have a more seasoned palate for spicy foods. And with that, India is on a whole other level. Like there's just some stuff that just makes your mouth water, your eyes tear up. I don't like drama when I eat. I would say eat at your spice level. If you can't take spicy food, India is not the place to try that. You will be over the toilet bowl if you do not manage your spice tolerance. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. It's nice to try foods from time to time, but it's important for you to manage your own spice tolerance because they will have you eating like shit that tastes like lava and masala and like, so just don't do it. Okay, my 5th and final tip is do not be cheap. And that goes for a lot of things in India, but you are coming in with a certain level of economic, I would say, economic power. If you're coming from like dollars or euros or pounds, for example, there's no need for you to be eating food below a certain price point. I'm not saying it because the food is not going to be good. There are times that I think it's appropriate for you to eat street food, but I've seen some folks that literally got sick because they're like, oh, I just want to spend $1, like I'm on a budget. Like, don't, this is what you put into your body, okay? The folks in that income bracket that eat a certain type of food at a certain price point, they got a stomach of iron, of steel. They could eat literally anything and it would not affect them. That, unfortunately, will not be the case for you coming from your supermarket diet, your perfectly organic homegrown vegetables from Trader Joe's and Whole Foods or wherever you get your stuff at. With that being said, like, food in India is very inexpensive. It's not going to break your bank. I think I spent maybe $3 to $4 a meal. So anything lower than that, you're going to run into some issues with your bowels. So that's on you. Now, there's a caveat is if you got some friends that know street food and you trust them and they understand that you're a Westerner coming to India, then I would say you'll go ahead and try some street food because they won't steer you wrong, or they'll try not to. But I've had a couple of cases where I've had some friends try to make me eat some shit. And I was just looking at it, and I was looking at the price point, I was looking at the cleanliness, I was observing before I ate, and I was like, oh no, this is gonna make me sick. I said, you can eat that shit, but I am not getting on IV fluids and drinking Pedialyte, bread, apples, and tea for the next 3 weeks in India. So yeah. Ooh, oh, also probiotics. They've got lots of great yogurt there. Just make sure you're giving your gut biome the flora that it needs to digest everything properly. So I would recommend, just integrating. They have this thing called lassi. Delicious. It's like this yogurt, milky thing. And I'm like lactose intolerant generally in the United States, but for some reason, like, milk over there does not bother me whatsoever, and you're gonna be just fine. So like I said, I want you to enjoy your trip in India. So if you follow these tips, you will most likely decrease, it's not foolproof, but you will likely decrease your chances of getting food poisoning in India dramatically. And that is going to be enough for you to really go and explore the country at your own pace and be able to indulge in this beautiful culture that is also part of my heritage as an Indo-Afro-Jamaican Trinidadian. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you want to see more content like this from my digital nomad adventures and perspectives that's going to help you out in your adventures, go ahead and give this video a like and hit the subscribe button, as it would greatly help my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.